Batista Hunter gets top billing on the lineup on the WWE.com backlash page. Many cable operators called subscribers with a recorded message from Hulk Hogan, which said, "Maniacs, this is Hulk Hogan. Watch my return to the ring this Sunday at Backlash on pay-per-view." And WWE.com sent out a video message from Hulk Hogan to its email list plugging the pay-per-view. And regarding the return, they had him set up an interview with the Associated Press. And he says, "Hopefully I can be the Babe Ruth of wrestling." And, of course he plugs his new TV show on VH1. It's called Hogan Knows Best. We're kind of totally opposite of the Osbournes because my wife Linda and I run a tight ship. Well, that show's going to be a source of frustration for Mr. Hogan, but I love the idea of you guys doing a voicemail drop telling wrestling fans, watch me on pay-per-view. That's tremendous, dude.
Oh shit. Did you not get those back in the day?
No, but I would have died to get a voicemail from Hulk Hogan. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, man. If you had ever purchased a pay-per-view, I know back in the day we used to do it with Viewer's Choice, and we would record just that little liner. Hey, reminded you this Sunday at, whatever time, WrestleMania, and do that with everybody. And you'd answer your phone. That was before robocalls and robo-killers and all that other shit.
Well, let's talk about another killer. Wade would write, there were some changes with the WWE creative team this past week. Brian Gerwitz, the senior.
Did you say Brian Gerwitz?
Yeah, that's what you want me to do. You told me never ever say G words.
Yeah, Gerwitz.
You want the R before the W, even though the R is at the end, right?
I just want you to say it in Hillbilly.
Brian Gerwitz.
There you go.
The senior writer on the WWE creative staff is taking a leave of absence from wrestling to script a movie for WWE. Brian has worked closely with Vince and Stephanie on the scripting of Raw and oversight of SmackDown. He's said to be in great standing with management, and this time off is a chance for him to take a breather from the week-to-week grind of writing TV and produce a script for a future WWE movie project. Brian, by all accounts, is loved by the McMahons due to his dedication, accessibility, and long hours fulfilling the McMahons' vision for Raw and SmackDown each week without making waves or contradicting their concepts too often. Larry Mullen, meanwhile, is the latest addition to the WWE writing team. His TV writing credits date back to 1977. He scripted episodes of Chips, Knight Rider, The Practice, Beverly Hills 90210, Leap Years, and other less notable television series. He was also co-executive producer of Beverly Hills 90210 in 1990, and previously was a consulting producer and supervising producer between 93 and 97. He also appeared as himself on the True Hollywood Story of Beverly Hills 90210, which was produced in 2001. So a lot to unpack here. Let's start at the end and work backwards. I never heard of Larry Mullen in wrestling. Why is that?
Neither is anyone else.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, even when you're listing credits, dude, you're listing shit from the 70s, and like Knight Rider was the jam when I was like riding a 3-wheeler as a kid. This is old shit. Who was so enamored with Hollywood script writers and thinking that they could do what you guys did?
Well, a big part of it was trying to get outside of the bubble and bringing writers with a writing experience to bring them into your content. And hopefully then they can create characters and add some depth to the writing process itself. And that was the feeling. Not like all writers can't write on Friends, or they can't all write on Chicago ER or whatever the hell. You have to have the right mix. And Brian Gewirtz is, to me, a perfect example of someone that came from that world and was able to adapt. Tommy Blanchett came from that world and was able to adapt. Freddie Prinze came from that world and was able to adapt. And write the story because they were fans and they loved the business and they were students of the game. Just because someone is a great writer doesn't mean that they will be a great writer for the WWE. Some would be. There's guys that are out there that had very successful shows. There were huge fans that couldn't make it and some that could. So Larry Mullen, I don't think I ever met Larry face to face. I talked to him several times over the phone, but Larry didn't go to TVs and wasn't around a lot. So yeah, I couldn't tell you one thing about him other than apparently, I think he was the bony finger guy, had fingers like Lurch and the Addams Family, but can't tell you for sure because I never got to meet the guy.
Did you really just say the bony fingers guy?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a way to remember somebody.
That's all I got to remember him about because I never had, I don't think he was there that long. He was maybe there a couple months.
Wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there.
Well, I mean, in fairness, and I don't mean this to like poke fun because I know you're really sensitive to it right now, but there's no chance he had to spend the hours working on fucking Knight Rider and Beverly Hills 90210 that's required to make Vince McMahon happy on wrestling, right?
Look, it's very demanding and you're either willing to put in the time and the effort or you're not. And sometimes that can be a rude awakening. And the other thing about writing on a sitcom or a television show is you're writing 13 episodes at a time. Then you're done. Try doing it every week live. It's a huge difference. And there's no one else that does what we do. So therein lies the hard to find people to be able to come in and adapt. You got to find the right people.
Well, not just that, but I'm saying, I doubt they're having fucking production meetings, you know, 1 a.m. and shit like that for chips.
Pussies.
Oh my God. Wade Keller would write, Roddy Piper talked to the UK press about his new TV project and noted there is a new 5-year deal with WWE. That is not a contract that required him to work for WWE in any capacity. It's just a contract that gives WWE the right to market his likeness in various projects in exchange for Piper getting a share. I think this might be one of the first times that we heard about a Legends deal. When do you remember Legends deals becoming a thing?
Well, probably about this time, frankly, when we were looking at when you look at WrestleMania 1, okay, so here now you're at about 22, something like that, 21, 22, and your WrestleMania main event, they're a little bit older now and they actually are legends. So is there a way to tie them up and put them under contract, continue to utilize them for their name value to some lapsed fans and create some new ones? So I think it was about this time because it had been 20 years since Mania.